you can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Now, I don't know how many folks in this room remember the Andy Griffith Show.
I only know it just by name. I've never seen an episode.
Really?
Yeah.
My stepdad made me watch it, so...
Wow, that's...
Yeah.
Wow,
Cruel and
stepdad
unusual.
abuse.
Yeah, it surely is. It's a black and white TV show from the old school.
Yeah.
But it starred Ron Howard, and you guys might remember him as Richie on Happy Days, and of course he's been a movie director.
Jeez, I doubt a lot of people even know him as Richie from Happy Days. I bet Danny or Vicky
Oh, yeah.
probably never saw that show.
Yeah.
Once or twice because my mom used to watch it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I remember I liked the Fonz.
See, that's what a good parent does. They make you watch Happy Days, not the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
There was some good stuff with that Andy Griffith Show, though. I mean,
Sure. Tell us all about it, DJ.
yeah, that was back in the day. Well, the cool thing is that I always thought it was neat to be Ron Howard acting on that show because the character Opie, he was eating ice cream all the time. And I was like, this is the greatest gig in the world. This guy gets to have ice cream like almost every scene. There's Opie and Paul, I'm going to have myself an ice cream. And there's always some moment where, Paul and Opie are talking, but Opie's got the ice cream. Well, it turns out Ron Howard was like, you know what, dude, that was not ice cream. And it turned out to be like one of the worst times for him in making the show because the studio was so hot, they couldn't have him eating ice cream all the time because it would be melting.
Because in those days, I know that some of those cameras kicked out a lot of heat and they were huge.
Yeah. So poor Opie, he wasn't enjoying ice cream like I thought he was.
It would be so hot, even on an interior scene, or your makeup would just melt. So you couldn't use ice cream. Well, Opie had a real penchant for ice cream. So Reggie Smith, the prop guy, would come around with the ice cream cone, and the first time my eyes jumped. I thought, this is going to be great. You know what it was? Colored mashed potatoes. Cold colored mashed potatoes. Licking that takes acting. To lick those mashed potatoes and make anybody believe it's ice cream.
He's right.
God, yeah, right.
Cold mashed potatoes. Oh.
Talk about a dagger. Here, you're going to be the kid that always licks ice cream. Sweet. Enjoy this ice cream. Do you tell him in advance or you just see what kind of happens?
Oh, yeah, I think you don't tell the kid.
No, just kind of just torture him.
There's a chance he might like it. There's a chance his brain will trick him into thinking it is ice cream.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No. Yeah.
No way.
No, it didn't happen.
You ever take a sip of something, think it's going to be one thing and it's completely not?
Dude,
yeah.
Another tale from the old stepfather was he had a big old thing of buttermilk in the house.
Oh!
I thought it was milk, and I decided to pour myself a full glass and then start chugging. Yep, you find out real quick that it is not.
Damn, dude.
Yuck.
Buttermilk. Yeah, buttermilk. He would just drink it.
Oh, so he really did drink it. He
Yeah.
thought it was a tasty beverage.
How big was he?
He was a large fella.
Okay, I was going to say, that doesn't sound very healthy.
No, I don't think it really was.
What a tradition. That Enfuego household. Good old granddad. Was that granddad or stepdad?
That was stepdad.
Oh, stepdad. He isn't part of the Enfuego household.
No, granddad was awesome. He always had the Nilla wafers.
Ah, see? There you go. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be like. At least you can make the mashed potatoes kind of warm so you can enjoy a mashed potato, no?
Yeah, I love mashed potatoes.
Right, mashed potatoes are delicious.
Yeah, but cold mashed potatoes when they're very
super flaky.
Yeah, and then they threw the food coloring in there so that it would look like it was ice cream. Though it was a black and white show. I don't know why they needed food coloring, but they did.
Right? Did he need to have it be chocolate? Couldn't he just have vanilla ice cream?
Different shades of gray, you know?
I think they hated the little kid.
I think you're right.
They probably could have had ice cream on the set.
You're absolutely right. They're probably this little Ronnie Howard bastard. Damn, dude.
This kid will never amount to anything. Who cares? Let's mess with him.
I used to think that he had the greatest situation because he was always eating ice cream, and it wasn't. I want to go back and see those episodes and see if I can tell if it's mashed potatoes.
I doubt you can, man. You always hear those stories, though, about what they use for, like, advertising food. A lot of times in cereal, they'll have those pictures of, like, that bowl of cereal. It looks really good. The milk looks everything looks really delicious. But apparently they'll use, like, Elmer's glue as the milk. No. For like pictures, because milk will just make things soggy and it won't really look like anything appealing. But Elmer's glue apparently will make it look appealing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta try me some Elmer's glue.
Yeah, I'm sure if you look it up, like things that they substitute the real thing for in order to make that picture look more appealing, it's kind of crazy.
They use like iodine for those shots of turkey around Thanksgiving, like in commercials.
Okay.
Like they don't actually cook it. They like get that golden brown. It's like iodine.
Oh, they just dye it.
Yeah.
Oh, because I could never get my turkey to look that good.
Also, in order to make fruit look shiny, they spray deodorant on it.
Oh, well, Danny sprays deodorant on his mouth, so I mean, it should be tasty.
They use engine oil instead of maple syrup.
pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
Poor pancakes.
Oh, give it to Opie. He'll eat it.
It does look good, engine oil.
Oh, for burger patties, they'll use a little shoe polish to color it up.
Oh,
I didn't know that one.
Wow, there's a lot of cool tricks on that. I got to try at home.
Glycerin keeps seafood looking fresh.
DJ?
You're not taking pictures of your food.
Yeah, don't do this for your Instagram
I got to do it for my gram.
No.
You got to do it.
No, just eat your food, damn it.
For like a beer, like to make that nice, foamy looking cup of glass of beer, they'll use liquid soap.
How would that be if I were at a restaurant and they serve me food, but I want to make it grammable, and I just pull out all this motor oil and pull out and spray it everywhere?
Like, sir, why are you spraying deodorant on your fruit?
Yeah.
I'm Instagramming. Give me another plate.
Don't worry about it. I got to gussy this up.
I need 2 orders of pancakes, please. Why? One I'm going to gram, the other one I'm going to eat.
Oh, man.
So he says on pie they use shaving cream instead of whipped cream.
Yeah, because whipped cream will also melt.
This just breaks my heart.
Right. And if you ever had like that nice foamy shaving, there are times where I just want to eat my shaving cream.
It does look amazing.
It looks like the best whipped cream, and that's why.
Well, you know what the problem is you need to get some motor oil to put with that shaving
Yes.
cream. It'll be delicious. Get yourself a nice Belgian waffle with some motor oil and shaving cream. See, we don't just talk about food. We talk about car parts and stuff, too.
Talk about ways to ruin it.
Yeah.
Aww. Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, this dude is suing his boss, and the reason being is, I guess he's alleging his boss farted on him, and that's why the lawsuit's happening. Steve's going to tell you all about it. He's got the Miggs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Miggs Report.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks to Kia Up You All for giving us a Miggs report, and happy World Whiskey Day.
Ooh.
Whiskey.
Oh.
Everybody enjoy some whiskey on a Wednesday.
Whiskey with Will Wheaton.
Yes. Should be a good time. So there you go. Enjoy your whiskey, kids. Or adults, actually. Enjoy your whiskey, adults.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's talk about this guy's in a little bit of trouble. Here's the thing. I guess this case, this lawsuit was thrown out by a judge, but now the guy's trying to appeal it and trying to make it happen, and now they're having to deal with it again. An Australian engineer, he is suing his old boss in a lawsuit because he feels that he was bullied and he was subject to his flatulence a little too much.
I know what that guy feels like.
He says that his old boss used to fart on him repeatedly and thrusted his bum at him, and is hoping that his bullying claim will be successful on the appeal. First time the judge was like, no, and here's the reason why. He wanted $1.8 million.
That's a lot of money, but then it's a lot of farting.
He said flatulence is a form of bullying and that his boss was a serial farter.
Serial farter. Nice.
He says, I would be sitting with my face to the wall, and he would come in the room, which was small and had no windows. He would fart behind me and walk away, and he would do this 5 to 6 times a day.
Wow.
Got to the point where he started calling his boss Mr. Stinky, and he would spray deodorant at him. But he said it was severe stress that I had to deal with because of this flatulence. I don't know why anybody would fart on one of their coworkers.
Yeah.
Lazy Nation.
Sorry, Vicky.
Vicky's got a lawsuit waiting to happen, Vicky.
And she's got audio proof of it.
Yeah, she does.
Well, that's one bad coworker. You get this other coworker who thought, you know what, my coworkers are not very happy. There's a negative energy. I feel like this guy might be kind of hippy-dippy.
Yeah, just a bit.
Because, well, what he decided to do, he's 19 years old. He works at an enterprise rent-a-car, and he was like, yeah, this negative energy is too much, so I'm going to help them by spiking their drinks with LSD.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's not a good idea.
That puts everybody in a great mood.
He used an eyedropper to put in 2 of his coworkers' water bottles and then also in a worker's coffee mug. Could you imagine if you're just doing your thing?
Oh, man.
And then all of a sudden you see your hands are vibrating or you're seeing weird things.
Dude. You'd be like, what is happening?
I know they say microdosing in some instances is some people at work that in Silicon Valley, they do that. But I don't know how much of a microdose this is. And also, you probably should get their permission before you do it.
Oh, you really supposed to?
Well, his boss called the police. They fired him, of course, as soon as he admitted to it. And, that's what's going on. He could be facing second-degree assault and possession of a controlled substance.
Damn, dude. Oh, wow. Hey, man, you guys need some LSD. That'll make you happy.
You know, there are a lot of weird dog and pet owners. And I'm
looking at one right now.
Okay, you're looking at me.
Yes.
I am nowhere near this one woman, and she's actually from Seattle. I would say that she might be the weirdest pet owner of all time.
All right.
She's 55 years old. Her name is Amy. She's a 13-year-old toy poodle named Buhner. I'd imagine named after Jay Buhner.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. She says she couldn't cope with the idea of him dying, so she had him cloned. And it worked.
Ooh.
She paid $50,000 to clone him and got 3 copies back, which she's named Buhner Jr., Baxter, and Ditto.
Whoa, that's just like right out of that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And she says she's going to keep making clones of him so that, well, Buhner can live forever, kind of.
Like repet. Wow. Yeah. She really repetted.
That's expensive, man.
$50,000 for a dog. Only $25,000 for a cat, Rev.
Oh, nice.
So there you go.
So this, gosh, I would
clone a Carl.
She got 3 Buhners.
Well, she only named one Buhner Jr., then Baxter, and then Ditto. Ditto, I think, is the best name.
Ditto's a great name.
That's pretty awesome.
Whoa.
Weird, man.
All right.
Just a little.
Yeah.
WHL playoffs are going on. T-Birds lost last night to the Vancouver Giants, 6-4. The Giants have a 2-1 series lead. They're playing again tonight at the Showwear Center. Silvertips, Everett, up 2-0 in their series against the Tri-Cities Americans. If you want to see them play, you're going to head on over to the Tri-Cities because that's where they're playing tonight.
All right.
Mariners have their big home opener tomorrow against the stupid Boston Red Sox. The Mariners, don't forget, all right, top of the AL West.
That's true. They're 2-0.
They're 2-0.
That's
They're
right.
unstoppable. And it's going to be pretty cool tomorrow. If you're going to the game, Macklemore's going to be there. Mike McCready's going to be playing the national anthem, I hear.
Oh, that's cool.
Some cool stuff going on. And Danny V informed me that the T-Mobile sign is already looking pretty great at Safeco Field.
It's missing the B.
The B is already out.
Jeez, that didn't take long.
Oh, that pink magenta light. It burns out quick.
Yeah, boy, that's embarrassing,
right?
Really, hopefully they'll have figured it out by tomorrow.
Oh, so he says I'll be enjoying Metallica's Blackened Whiskey on World Whiskey Day.
Oh, nice!
I brought home a dozen bottles from California this week from Rose in Tacoma. That's right, they have their new whiskey.
Ooh,
Blackened Whiskey.
I'd like to try that. See how it is.
Oh, Rose, give BJ some of your whiskey.
Thanks, man.
As far as weather, 60 degrees and sun, and thank you, Palace Law, for giving us the Mix Report.
Yeah, I know. We're all going Friday night, but Sarah's also going Thursday. She's going to go to opening day.
What?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
She says she's got some people in the know. She's got some friends. She's got people.
J-Rub's taking you? No. Oh, it's a girls' night?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Friday's going to be rough for her.
Yeah, Friday's going to be rough.
I just read it's also boxed wine night at the Mariners.
Oh, boxed wine night. No wonder she's going.
Enjoy your Franzia.
Oh, she's going to get to see Mike McCready do the national anthem.
Plus, she gets to enjoy some of the new menu items. Paseo's got some stuff over there now, and also Little Woody's, and they've got some veggie options for you. I know you're. I don't know if you're vegan, but you're a vegetarian, so
we're going to get to as well on Friday.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah,
some Little Woodies in our mouth, man. That's going to be awesome.
I've always wanted a Little Woody in my mouth, and now it's going to happen.
Have you thought about that? I've already put thought into what I want to get when we go to.
Really?
I didn't even think about it, but I might have to.
Garlic fries, yes. All the time garlic fries.
No garlic fries.
What?
I'm not a garlic fry guy.
It's the only
myself.
time I get to have them, man.
I can appreciate that because there are certain places like the ballpark where you go, okay, this is the only place I get this.
But, see, I haven't had Little Woody's burgers in a while, so that's what I'm leaning towards. And then, of course, a pretzel. I got to have a pretzel.
Yeah, I might join you with the Little Woody's burger, but I do want to get a slice of pizza. So I'm going to have to figure this all out.
Pizza and a burger?
I know. That's why it's going to be a problem.
It is baseball.
It's a holiday, right? Yeah, sure.
I got to figure this out. Damn. Anyway, yeah, so the Mariners open up tomorrow, and here we go. 2-0. They're on their way.
Somebody says, is tomorrow couples bathroom night?
Well, speaking
For those that don't know.
Yeah, speaking
What happened with your daughter and her...
we don't have to
Dad explain it.
We don't have to talk about that lewd and lascivious behavior. We don't have to.
Okay, fair enough.
Besides, there's other lewd and lascivious behavior we can talk about because I saw The Dirt over the weekend.
Oh!
So did I.
You saw The Dirt, too?
No, I did not. That was Danny.
Oh, Danny.
Hey.
Wow, you guys sound alike.
Wow, that is weird. I totally heard Danny and not Rev at all, but okay.
I thought I heard Rev.
Yeah. And how about this? You know, I said to the wife, I go, hey, so there's a movie out I got to watch for work. And she's like, what is it? And I told her it's the Motley Crue movie based on the book called The Dirt. And she's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like that. And I go, honey, out of the two of us, I think you're going to like this better than me because you're the rock and roll crazy person. I never was.
Drugs, rock and roll.
And she's watching it and she's immediately going, oh, this is bringing back all the great memories. Because she's really...
that first scene alone?
Yeah. Oh, well, it's that whole lifestyle. The first scene alone definitely is a great way to open a movie. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you know something? It's like the fountain of youth moment of the movie.
Yes.
Literally.
That's almost like the moment where they make their statement. Like, yeah, I know you're questioning on whether or not this movie is going to touch on some of the crazy stuff in the book. We're just going to start the movie off with one of the crazier moments.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. I really think they did a good job.
Don't you think they had this? They walked that fine line of it being kind of hokey and silly, but then also going dark and handling the dark moments with you know, they didn't turn them into like a campy scene. Like they handled those scenes really well, I thought.
Yeah, and you're right. It started getting hokey, but it wasn't hokey. It really. The hokiness, to me, showed the fun-loving nature of the band. It's really what it was. It's like these guys really didn't mean any harm. They were just living the rock and roll lifestyle, and they came from, you know, some tough situations. I did not know about Mick Mars and the medical problems he dealt with the entire time. I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big part of why they got the band back together, was because they felt that Mick was just sitting at home alone, just waiting to die because of his medical issues, because of like whatever the fusing of his spine and all the other stuff that's going on with his bones, and they felt that they needed to bring the band back together. At least part of the reason. I'm sure the other part was money, but was just so that he could be active again, because he was just kind of just withering away.
Didn't know about Vince Neil's family tragedy.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that either. Also, the actor who played Vince Neil, some of us remember him from, he played a great character in the first season of The Punisher. And I was like, I know this guy. How do I know this guy playing Vince Neil? And then finally, he showed a look on his face. It was like, oh, damn, it's that dude. And he played a pretty, like, disturbed character on The Punisher. So he did a good job, because he was completely different than I remember him on The Punisher. I
didn't know who the hell that guy was.
If you told me that guy was playing Vince Neil, I'd be like, that guy's playing Vince Neil? But turns out he did a really good job. Just like anybody who had told me Rami Malek was playing Freddie Mercury, I would have said, really? And it turns out he did a good job. Danny something or other. I can't remember his last name.
One texter says, great movie. Machine Gun Kelly surprised me. I thought Machine Gun Kelly was perfect.
He was so good, dude.
He nailed it.
He really made Tommy Lee. You're right. At first, I thought this guy's going to be Tommy Lee. Mm-hmm. He did a great job.
Yep.
Yeah, he really, really did. And A1 Drayan, who played Mick Mars, did a really, really good job.
He was kind of the comedic relief.
He really
Mick
was.
Mars he brought a lot of levity to the movie at times.
It was great because he was the older man of the group. And you could tell he was just like, these young idiots. Yeah. You know, and it was great that was the vibe of the whole movie. It was like, you guys are morons. But, you know, he was there and dealing with his own stuff. And, wow. And I thought the dude that played Nikki Sixx did a good job.
Oh, yeah. At first, it was hard to picture picture him as Nikki Sixx, but once they started becoming Motley Crue with the face, the lines of makeup and the hair, then it was like, okay, I'm starting to buy this now. At first, it was a tough sell because I didn't really see the resemblance, but then as the movie went on, then he started fitting into that role.
Yeah, there was a scene in the movie I love where they said, okay, here's what happened, and then one of the characters said, okay, it didn't happen this way, but it's like, but we felt it would be a better story to tell it this way. And I don't know if that's how it was in the book, but I really like that we know the TV does what they do and to make an entertaining story.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely skipped around at times. Some people were giving him a hard time about some of the stuff, like the car that he was driving when Razzle died. It was in the same car that they were actually driving in real life.
Yeah.
There's also like the timeline of when Vince Neil's kid dies is not the same in the movie as it is in real life. But it's a movie. They're trying to cram so much into 2 hours.
And they make fun of that in the movie itself.
Yep.
Which I thought was great because you knew, I think they knew, Steve, that the timeline was going to be so messed up that fans would go crazy. So they actually put in the movie, okay, this isn't how it happened, but we thought it'd be fun to say it this way.
Right.
That tells you everything.
I like one person says the Ozzy scene made me scream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that was a whole thing that Ozzy did.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that story.
That's an epic moment in the book, so it was kind of cool that they recreated it. And also disgusting.
How high was he, though? Ozzy had,
Oh, no, I think he was sober.
Oh, you think he was totally sober?
It was just the sun's rays got to him.
When you are so high that you decide that the beverage of choice is, let's just say, recycled material, you got to stop. You got to stop doing drugs.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, dude. Ozzy in this scene is out of his freaking mind.
What'd you think of it, Danny?
I thought it was great. One of my favorite scenes, though, that I think that you guys would appreciate too, and it was just a quick cut, was when Motley Crue was kind of facing the decline of ticket sales and stuff. They shoot to a scene outside of, like, I think it was a studio, and they have the big Pearl Jam thing, and I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, they're saying, like, grunge rock kind of killed like 80s hair band, and I was like, that's great.
I always love those behind the musics. I think it was like Warrant or one of those bands, and they talked about, like, I remember when I went to the record label, and it used to be our record album was in the background, and everyone was like lauding us, and we were the big band, and then the next time we showed up, it was an Alice in Chains record, and we realized our careers were over.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a little bit of that moment right there where you saw the big Pearl Jam sign.
I noticed that too, Danny, and I was thinking, oh yeah, that's a really good scene because it's just quick saying, oh yeah, the end is coming for these guys.
And for somebody who, like, I only knew the hits of Motley Crue, I was never like an avid fan. I didn't know a lot of the stuff in that movie. So, like, I when Vince Neil's kid died, I was like Googling stuff. I was like, did this actually happen?
Yeah,
to read
Skylar.
The whole story, I was like, wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what's great about The Dirt, which again we're talking about. It's the Motley Crue movie, which you can watch on Netflix. It's on now, and it's a great watch. It moves well. There's good comedy. There's also some good drama in there, and it's an entertaining flick.
And look, if my wife could get past the opening scene and still enjoy that movie, that's quite a testament to how good the movie was.
My wife said, "Oh, this is making me want to do bad things," because she loves that rock and roll lifestyle. So she doesn't.
What does she want to do?
Well, she doesn't drink and she doesn't do those. But she lived that lifestyle when I met her. My wife and her friends were that lifestyle. So I tell everybody that my wife is the crazy one of the family, but she's definitely, she doesn't do any drugs, she doesn't drink anymore. But she was watching that movie and it was just like rekindling, like, oh, this is my entire 20s. Because I mean, the way they lived was the way that she loved that kind of music and loved that kind of lifestyle. And so what is she doing with me? I have no idea. But
I like this review. I should hate The Dirt. The acting was terrible or horrible. The dialogue was garbage. The editing was super sloppy. But damn, it was entertaining. Yeah, it was just a fun movie. It's not going to win an award or anything, but it was a fun movie from beginning to end.
Kind of sounds like a Crue concert.
Yeah, I mean, it really did sum up Motley Crue in a real. You're right. It was just as ridiculous as the band.
Yeah, I feel like that was intentional. Because
and if it wasn't, they should say it was.
Yeah,
right?
Because when you said the acting was terrible, some of those actors I don't know all of them, but two of them I know are really good They do a great job in stuff that they do. So I feel like it was intentional that the movie came off the way it did. Like you said, Steve. I think if it was way too serious, it wouldn't have been a Motley Crue movie.
Right, and if it was just cartoony, it would have been a VH1 movie like they've mocked in the past.
Yeah, and they wrote the book, didn't they, pretty much?
Yeah, they said it, they talked it to somebody.
Yeah.
It was, I think, Neil Strauss, I think, was the actual guy, but yeah, it was dictated to him, and the book is really well done. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to read it. Who am I going to be tell someone to read, but the book is really cool because it's all four members have chapters. And
oh, that's cool, because the flavor of the movie made you feel that way.
Absolutely. The flavor of the movie is very reminiscent of how the book is written.
And I feel like, none of those guys are geniuses as far as like authors. I feel like, as a matter of fact, at the end of the movie where, it shows a scene where the actor is doing something that Tommy Lee did, but then Tommy's narrating the story as we're seeing the scene again. I feel like, that's how they would do it. Tommy would go, hey, here's something we did. And it would just be a goofy conversation, not a literary masterpiece.
Somebody says the one thing I was surprised about in the movie that they didn't mention anything about Pamela Anderson from Chris and Puyallup. I've heard that maybe the reason being, I was listening to Eddie Trunk. I saw a clip on YouTube where he talked about the movie, and the speculation is that maybe Pam Anderson shot down the idea of her likeness being used in the film.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe that's why. And also, there's just so much to cover.
Yeah.
Maybe they just felt, what are we going to accomplish with this scene? Whereas with the love story with him and Heather Locklear had a lot to do with kind of explaining why Tommy was the way that he was.
And I didn't really know a lot about that relationship where I feel like I know so much about him and Pamela.
Could be that, too.
Yeah, and so I was happy. I really thought it was Heather Locklear. That woman looked a lot like her.
Right, that and also the guy who played Ozzy.
Yeah.
He looked a lot like Ozzy.
That was nuts.
The whole reason you should watch that movie, though, is all the girls in that movie. Oh, my gosh. I was just like, every single girl they've used is so hot. I want to know all these actresses.
And Vince Neil's just rocking them all.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, there's great stuff about basically like they, it's surprising they didn't kill each other considering how many of each other's girlfriends that they were doing. I mean, it was just nuts.
Yeah, I mean, no one's safe around Vince Neil.
No.
That's what they could have named the movie.
Yeah. No doubt about that. All right, again, the movie is The Dirt, and it is on Netflix as we speak. And if you love rock, if you love Motley Crue, it's a fun watch. It really, really is. And like Steve says, the beginning of the movie is epic. I mean, it just is.
I'm glad you liked it. Did you find yourself wanting to go on a Motley Crue kick and listen? Because that's all I've been listening to ever since.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I put it up on Twitter, and a lot of people were saying the same thing. Like, I've always loved Motley Crue, but, there's so much music out there. You forget to listen to certain bands, and it's just been nonstop Motley Crue.
I have a new appreciation for Motley Crue, just like I had a new appreciation for Queen, because I love movies, I love video. So, I mean, I never thought a whole lot of Motley Crue. I mean, didn't hate them, didn't love them. But after the movie, you're right. I was like, you know what? I dig these guys. Like when I hear their music, it makes me think I have a completely different interaction now. It's like as opposed to before. And I think that's a testament to the movie. I really like Tommy Lee a lot. Tommy Lee really I really dig him. I thought he was a fun guy. And a guy like him I used to think was not kind of a nice guy, but that movie did a great job showing another side to him, and he's just a fun-loving rock and roll dude.
I just love how the movie portrays Nikki Sixx's worst childhood ever. Tommy Lee, best parents in the world.
I know. And it's like, and yet Tommy Lee's like such a jackass. You're like, yeah, dude, I don't know. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
How many Oscars did the 1997 movie Titanic win?
11.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Luck.
I would get that Danny would get it right, but you?
Danny's rubbing off on me.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, it is a classic movie in Danny's eyes. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
If your tank water heater's over 8 years old, you may be sitting on a ticking time bomb. It could start leaking without warning, causing far more damage than the loss of the heater itself. Consider replacing it with a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to leak, endless hot water for spa-like comfort, longer life, and backed by Navien's strong warranty. Before time runs out, visit tanklessmadesimple.com for the name of your Navien contractor.
Count on Navien.